What comes to your mind whenever someone suggests exercise to you? Hello and welcome back to my channel. As a physiotherapist, right? So we always prescribe exercises to our clients, and it's something that we have to do. It's because, like, if you know cars, you don't keep putting oil to a broken suspension. You get it? Or maybe change tires when your car is out of alignment. So it doesn't make sense when you come for physio and all we do is massages and applying different heat packs, cold packs on you, right? But we don't give you something to fix your structures. So exercise is the only thing that we can give and to prescribe to fix your structures. So very simple example is like you have a bad back, and one of the things to help strengthen up the back or to prevent the injury or the pain from coming back again is to strengthen up the back. So there will be core exercises, there will be specific back exercises that you will have to do over time to let your muscles strengthen back. When you have a bad back and all you go for are massages, you're not actually rectifying the issues directly. So also when it comes to regards to exercises, I always come across people who would tell me, I don't like to do exercises. Or I never like doing exercise. I never want to do exercises. So today in this video, I want to talk about why, and I want to understand why do some of you oppose exercises so much. It will be a great discussion to help me understand, and maybe I can help more people in the future. So of course, sometimes when we want to know why we don't like exercise, every time when it comes to something of a challenge or of a barrier to me in my life, I will take a pause or take a step back and I will actually ask myself, what is the reason? So sometimes we don't ask ourselves the right questions. Every now and then, I think that it's very important to ask ourselves the right question. So in this case, it will be, why is it that I don't like exercise that much? Before I go on, I'll just share a bit. I didn't love exercises, but I saw how exercises help me. So a bit of a backstory, like way back when I was trying to study for exams, and you know how you're cooped up in the room and you and your books and you're trying to work and read or maybe try to memorize something for exam, it usually doesn't really work after some time. So what I discovered at that age, I think I was probably 12 or 13, is that I will give myself a certain time to read. I'll set myself about 45 minutes to an hour and I will read, right? And read or memorize or do a certain workbook exercise. And then after that time is finished, I will give myself half an hour to go out, or maybe a whole hour to go out and get some sunlight, get some fresh air, do something else. And one of it I found was I used to go out with my dad. So my dad will bring the dog to walk and I will bring along my bicycle and I'll cycle along with him. What I did was I arranged my time and I would do my studies. And during that time where he's back, I'll be done with my studies and I'll go out with him for a walk or to cycle just around the house. And then after that, when I come back, I will continue on with my other work. So I found that it was very, very helpful in terms to keep myself focused, to keep my mind fresh, that I can absorb any information and anything that I was studying. So that was when I discovered exercise was actually it's something useful. It's great. It could help me in certain extent. But of course, at that time, I didn't think of using exercises as part of my career. It just happened to be useful. So as I grew older and as I come into this profession and all, I started to be more active. I started to look out and try different types of exercises. I don't like yoga because I can't stretch. But I came to a liking in weightlifting, in gym work, and I felt that I like how it feels. So let's go through a few of my reasons for exercises are, of course, the first one, as you grow older, you put on weight. So of course, I want to get in shape, and then I just want to be healthy. I don't like the feeling of getting sick. And then there's, of course, the stress relief, right? After a long day of work, I used to go to the gym. I hit there for about an hour and a half, but that was when I was working with a hospital. And usually after work, you have nothing to think about and you just go to the gym and you sweat it out, you lift some weights, you run on the treadmill, and then you have good dinner with your colleagues or your friends, and then you go home. So that was my lifestyle. And I find that it was a very good stress relief. So then, of course, going to gym and lifting weights, and then I realized that I was stronger. I was better at work. So being a physiotherapist in the hospital, it requires a lot of physical strength. So when I did that, I realized I could help my patients better. Like when I was dealing with stroke patients or brain injury patients, and where you have to carry them and help them lift maybe their legs or help them to walk. So I felt that I could do my work better and I was stronger and I didn't have to go back with pain. Like I have to deal with pain myself previously. So then pain, yes, so exercises actually help me to manage pain. And the other thing that it's a bit of a long-term thinking is that after seeing a lot of older people on how they are bedridden, on how they need surgeries for their knee, on how they have to suffer every day with a back pain or a hip pain, right? So I have this idea where I would love to age gracefully. I would love to still walk when I'm 80 years old if I live that long. Hopefully, with all the exercises, I don't get sickness. I don't get chronic sickness, right? So those are the reasons for my exercises, like why I love exercises and why I actually put an importance to exercise. All right, so that's enough about me. Let's talk about if you're somebody who really opposes to exercises. So the first thing that I feel that maybe we should try to ask ourselves the right questions, and I think this can apply to anything we do in life. So let's say we don't like a certain challenge or we are really stuck at work, right? So I think sometimes it's very good to just think like, okay, ask yourself back the question, why is this tough? Why is this a challenge? Why do I hate this? So find answers for those questions and maybe, well, you find your reason. So in my experience again as a physio, like whenever I prescribe exercises to clients, the one of the few things that come up very commonly is I don't have time. I don't like to sweat. I don't like that feeling of tiredness, or I don't like that feeling of breathlessness. Women will feel that they are afraid to be bulky. They're afraid they'll be big, you know. So those are the very common reasons that I come across. So maybe I can help to rectify some of these problems. So in terms of no time, yes, I understand that, and I do find myself skipping or pushing my gym time away when I get busy. So the part where there's no time is eventually, of course, when I prescribe exercises, of course, when I advise people to start certain type of exercises, I don't expect them to be an expert the next day. All right. So usually timing is a priority. So what comes first? If you're in pain, you are given this solution, and if you don't find time to solve the problem, then the problem will never be solved, right? And in terms of exercises, if you don't find time for exercises, you don't allocate time. Okay, you don't find time. I mean, I don't think everyone can find time to do something that they don't prioritize, right? So it can be a simple example of 10 minutes before your shower after your work. Do something for 10 minutes. Try that for a month, or maybe try 2 days to start a 20 minutes walk, or a 20 minutes walk start in the weekend. Climb the stairs instead of taking the lift. Park your car a bit further and walk. So exercises can be incorporated into your daily life just to make yourself more active. And then when your body feels good, and when your nervous system is no longer seeing exercise or this new intention that you want to start as a threat, then you start to realize that you will start looking for more solutions. How do I get more exercise in? Where do I do more exercises? What kind of exercises should I try? You will start to have these questions coming in. But of course, the first thing is you have to remove the barrier where you tell yourself you don't like exercise. right? So that is looking for time. The second one is I don't like sweat. So I deal a lot with women clients. Sweating is something that not a lot of women like as well. So maybe don't do something outdoor. Just go for something that's indoor with air conditioning, something that will help you increase your heart rate. You will still sweat when you exercise. It's good to sweat as well, but maybe also look at your clothing material, prepare a towel, go to somewhere where they have shower facilities, then you can clean yourself up immediately instead of going all the way back home. So I think it's always looking for a solution again. And the part where they don't like the feeling of tiredness, it's also part of regulating your nervous system. When you talk about not liking the feeling of tiredness, it's a matter of getting used to. So if you want to feel stronger, if you know the exercises will give you benefit, then you have to try. So again, back to starting slow. So I don't expect you to do an hour of gym work. Go to the gym, get a membership, go for an hour. We don't do that, because when we do that, then your nervous system will really assume that it's a threat and it will stop you from doing it again. So don't start an hour of exercise. Start 10 minutes, start 20 minutes, start for 30 minutes. Choose how you want to start it and pace yourself. So as you do a bit of exercise, you feel a bit of tiredness, you can stop in the first day, second day, 5 days, 10 days, then gradually increase your intensity. Your body will slowly adapt, and your breathlessness will not be as bad as the first day when you start. But again, we have to bear in mind that the breathlessness and the increase in heart rate, it's a normal mechanism, it's a normal reaction of the body, because once you use your energy, your blood need to pump, you need more oxygen to deliver around your body, and you will increase your breathing rate because your body wants to take in more air. So it's very normal, but in terms of liking that sensation of breathlessness and tiredness, right? So pace yourself and get used to it. You will get used to it. And in fact, a lot of people, when they do a workout and they actually feel that, it's actually a sense of achievement somehow. The other thing is getting bulky. The idea of getting bulky. I think with the current social media and information, the access to information nowadays, I think this myth about women getting bulky isn't that strong anymore, but I would just like to address it. So women don't typically get bulky easily, right? Because it's very simple that we don't have that much of a testosterone as compared to men. And women, we can lift as many weights as we want, and we will not be looking like a man. For bodybuilders that you see in the magazine, in social media, that they are really big and they look like a man, it's because they want to achieve that kind of physique, and they go through a different process. They have different things like supplements, and the way they train and everything is different. But if you're just going to the gym 3 times a week, doing a full body exercise, a bit of pushing here, a bit of pulling there, you won't get bulky. And in fact, it's very, very good for women when it comes to weightlifting and strengthening exercises. It's because women tend to lose muscle mass a lot faster, especially when we age, when we go through menopause, we lose almost 50% of our muscle mass. And that is actually how, when we look at our grandma's age, the older people, how they start having pain in the knee, pain in the back, and start having arthritis. Those are all causes of lacking of muscle mass. So if you have high enough muscle mass and you don't have any of those family hereditary diseases and all those things, you will generally age gracefully and you will walk for a long, long time. So muscle mass, maybe I'll do another video on this, but muscle mass is very important for women. Strengthening exercises is all very important for women. We go through so much changes in our body that sometimes we can't even keep track. We don't know what's happening. One day you're 35 and you have a back pain from don't know what cause, right? So it's really, really important. And whenever we exercise, for women as well, as Whenever we exercise, we increase our balance, we regulate our hormones, and we get much better sense of space. That actually means better balance, lesser risk of fall. So the benefits just pile up over and over and over again. So I hope that this video will give you a bit of insight and help you to change your mind a bit if you're somebody who really opposes exercise or maybe had a bad experience in exercise. So maybe take this time to try and think again and maybe set a resolution for next year 2025. See you in the next one.